The WBC have created and now set Canelo Alvarez to franchise champion. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the sound of me scratching my head. I saw an article on Boxing News that kind of detailed or outlined some of the details of this. And to me, the sanctioning bodies are a very clean comparison can be drawn to politicians. They just seem completely out of touch with the fans, with what the fans want and what the fans expect to see from sanctioning bodies. Nobody was calling for this. Now, I appreciate the sanctioning bodies seemingly make belts every other week. For some reason, this has angered me, especially in particular, because of the ramifications or the potential ramifications. So let's say, and you know what, with what has been done, I actually in principle agree with it. I don't, if this had been an isolated incident, I wouldn't mind saying, okay, I can understand that given everything Canelo's done, he's been a stalwart defender of the WBC, he does all these charity events, etc., etc. If anybody would be entitled to something like a franchise champion, it would be Canelo. But we don't need a franchise champion, okay? And I'm just thankful that this came out after he fought Triple G twice. Because if this had come out prior, could you imagine oh my God, he's being protected, oh my God, whatever. And that would be fair. That would be a fair assumption to make. But Canelo has fought literally everybody, at least once. However, I don't like what the title allows the champion to do. Because if they were to take this status and apply it to somebody like Deontay Wilder, who's fought, 2 mandatories in I don't know how many years, it's, again, the ramifications are quite scary. Poor Dillian White, sitting on 600-something days now, waiting for his one shot at the WBC title, might never get it. The shot he might end up getting will be for one of the standard regular titles. And what does it accomplish? Other than the very cynical, more money, more sanctioning fees, whatever. But I have to believe that there is something a bit more to the sanctioning bodies than this. I assume it's to alleviate pressure or to try and reward and incentivize boxers to behave in a certain way. Because there is more to this franchise champion than, people just are kind of taking from it. As I said, I think that they're mandated to have at least 2 charity or 2 social events a year in the name of WBC, which I think is a good idea, having boxers, interact with the public and kind of let kids see what's possible if you keep on the straight and narrow, that kind of thing. And that shouldn't be undervalued. But boxers shouldn't have to be incentivized to do that as far as I'm concerned, or at least if they are, don't make it so public, because then it makes a mockery of these events. Well, you're only here because you have to, you're mandated to do 2 a year as part of being a franchise champion. I think that kind of devalues it a little bit, and I think Canelo does a lot of this work anyway. But for what little value it's going to add, comparatively speaking, with all the negative that's going to come with it, just don't bother. If you need the money so badly as a sanctioning body, just increase the fees. Don't make more of them, because you're just watering down the validity and the credibility of your titles now, unfortunately. I think it's a stupid idea. I think every boxing fan globally would think it's a stupid idea. And I'm sure there's rationale and logic behind it. I'm sure if I was sat in these WBC conventions and understood the rationale and had explained to me, I'd be like, I can see what you're doing here, but it seems like the more time these sanctioning bodies spend away from the fans, locked in these rooms together, the further they get from what the sport needs as an image and to help its longevity. And that's for these titles to be meaningful. Otherwise, we give more kind of credence to these linear titles that are... Let's not get into the heavyweight discussion of what a linear title actually constitutes. But I think that it's setting a very dangerous precedent, or continuing. It's not setting, because that already is the precedent. It's maintaining a very dangerous precedent, and I just don't think it's necessary. And I really hope that it's under very, very, very special circumstances, like Canelo, who has been fighting for who knows how long for the WBC. And this kid's been boxing since he was 15 years old. He's been champion for a long time and defended against some of the very best in the world, maybe even in boxing history, actually. So, depending on how you rate Mayweather and Triple G, Lara. This guy's fought so many people. He fought Shane Mosley. People probably forgot this. I appreciate Shane Mosley was a bit old, but anyway, I'm not making a case for Canelo. I'm just saying that if they have to have this, somebody like Canelo, in my eyes, probably is deserving of it. But it has to be a very exclusive list, and not adding somebody like Deontay Wilder, who, as far as I'm concerned, has done nothing to get even close to being franchise. I don't know. And this isn't a thing on Deontay Wilder. But I do take issue with a champion, you can afford doing the air quotes, champion being a champion for so long without ever actually giving the others a chance at it. I mean, I don't know. Dominic Brazil, really? Really? However, that aside, I hope you're all doing really well. Let me know your thoughts on the franchise champion. If you don't know what it is, just Google franchise champion WBC and you'll find a whole load of articles explaining and detailing mostly what it is. I don't think everyone has understood exactly what it is yet, but feel free to draw your own conclusions. Take care, folks.